Hi, everybody, and hi, my beautiful, precious cosmic sister, all the way from Mesa, Arizona, right? And
Yes.
myself, all the way from Greece. We have a hot weather. We are actually on the same line around the earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
How beautiful. But you are desert, and I am on an island.
Oh, yes.
So, welcome everybody to Cosmic Sister Show with Miss Karine and Anne. And today we discuss how to discover, acknowledge, and harness your etheric gifts. And we all have them, all of us. There comes a quiet moment when the veil softens and something ancient within you stirs, a knowing, a shimmer, a gentle remembrance of the gifts your soul has always carried. Your etheric abilities aren't new, they are returning, rising, asking to be seen. To discover them is to remember yourself. To acknowledge them is to honor your truth. To harness them is to step into your luminous power. Couldn't be better than that, could it?
Mm.
And today we have Wednesday. Oh, I have wrong date here. Sorry. Today we have Wednesday, 19th of August.
Oh, my
Isn't that
goodness.
beautiful? And US and Europe, and Thursday, August 20th in our future Australia. Always our future. And we discuss ethereal empowerment, discovering, acknowledging, and harnessing your etheric gifts. So our last show on Cosmic Guardians and Cosmic Sis-Stars was last Wednesday. That was August 12th. And we talked about, no, sorry. I made a mistake here. Anyway, we had a show last week. So if you want to catch our past episodes, you can find them at youtube.com/at Cosmic Guardians 111/streams and youtube.com/at Angel Place on Earth/streams. And we always stream on facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians as well, but they only last, the big shows only last for 30 days. So you can find short videos. And if it's within 30 days, which last week is, you can find the previous show over there. And we go live for you every Wednesday in US and Europe. Once in a while, we do come with a pre-recording because maybe life came up with something, surprise. That's going to be interesting. One never knows. But usually we are always live for you. Now, let's take a soft breath together and arrive fully into this moment and dive really deep into today's show. I'm excited for today. Are you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So, in every soul's journey, there comes a moment when the unseen begins to shimmer at the edges of the scene. With other words, most of us come to time periods where we question the reality we live in, and somehow we feel that there must be something more. Some of us experience quite soon that there are other things that are going on, which scientifically in the past, in historically, we haven't been able to actually confirm and understand and say that there's a connection. But these days, they start to be able to actually scientifically prove certain things, right? For
Yes.
instance,
Yes.
yes. For instance, our heart. if we think of all our chakras, our heart is the bridge between the earthly chakras that are very earthly anchored and the etheric chakras, which are connecting us upwards. And to be honest, it's not upwards, but that's how we are taught how to express that. It's everywhere around us, but in different frequencies, different energies.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start to understand and feel that there's something more to life, when we understand that intuition grows louder than logic many times, when subtle sensations feel more real than the physical world, and when the inner realms call with a clarity that cannot be ignored. This is the threshold of ethereal empowerment, the sacred doorway through which your etheric gifts begin to reveal themselves. And one can think, actually, which I did in the beginning, am I imagining all of those things? But the beautiful thing is when we start to pay attention, the frequencies, energies, and entities on the other side, which we cannot see with our physical eyes. I believe animals can do that, but we can't with the physical eye. Sometimes we can maybe catch a shape or something, but usually it's not. They have to manifest themselves for us to be able to see them. That is something really fantastic when we come to that place. I lost track. I think I'm talking too much. So,
No,
you know,
I'm fascinated.
to discover your etheric gifts is not to become someone new. We are not becoming someone new. We are becoming more authentic, which we have been talking about so many times on this show, right? Because we are coming closer to who we really, truly, honestly are. And when we do, when we polish the inner diamond, that is when we actually start to reveal who we are. And the purer in that sense we get, purification in the sense that we are not dirty. It's not that. It's about polishing away all those conventions and everything we have been taught that are existing, that are in this earthly experience. We are supposed to think that everything is logical. No, it's not. Because if we are thinking only with the mind, we are going to remain within the mind. But there's so much more beneath that, right?
Lord.
And to discover your etheric gift is not to become someone new, as I said. It is to remember who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning, fear, and forgetting. These gifts are not additions to your being. They are expressions of your original essence, the natural language of your soul, finally rising to the surface. So we have also been talking about hearing ourselves, right? So when you hear yourself, no, you're not crazy. Sometimes we can think that we are because we have been taught that everything that is real can be felt, touched, smelled, you know, or seen. But that's not true. That's not true at all. So ethereal empowerment also begins with acknowledgement. Many people sense their gifts long before they trust them. And this is another exciting thing. And I talk to so many people, and you know what they are saying? They say, I call you because I want to confirm what I have been receiving for myself, what I sense. And this goes on because this is an area where we haven't really been taught. We are self-taught in many ways. Sometimes we find a mentor or someone that can help us open doors and understand a little bit beyond, and that's great. Someone to discuss these things with, because that is important too, to be able to put them into words, you know. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here. Everything that you're saying it rings so true. And as we begin this journey, I'm wondering, everyone out there, do you ever feel that you are unaware of something that is coming into the light, a part of you that's been asleep or hidden or silenced? It's like after you watch these, I say slow motion, but it's actually fast motion, and you watch a bud opening up and becoming a flower, or a caterpillar that goes through all the stages. Well, what is it going to look like when you go through that glorious transformation from me to me? What will it be like when you actually step into your ethereal being? We're all ethereal energy. We're endowed with wondrous gifts beyond belief. We are the miracle waiting to burst into cosmic awareness. And there are thousands of times that you've touched this brilliance. But then you take it, you put it in a little black box, and you put it away under that never happened, or will that ever happen again? Because we don't see ourselves as being the co-creators of this beautiful energy. And but maybe when you do something and you get a glimpse of it, like when I stepped off this cliff in Lima, Peru, and took my
Yeah.
first parasailing experience, and all of a sudden I'm soaring, and it's like that moment of clarity that I am something more than what I have said.
Yeah.
But maybe it comes in hearing the singing bowls of Tibet, or the first laugh of a baby. What about the first time that you taste an exquisite fruit, or a new food that just sends you into bliss? Or that first kiss? Perhaps it is even the mastery of an insurmountable task, and you conquered it. These are all times that we feel our ethereal being. And it's nothing to fear, it's something to embrace. So you are emerging, and this is the journey.
Exactly. That's fantastic. You know, ethereal empowerment begins with acknowledgement. So we need to acknowledge and allow, and maybe say in the beginning, okay, I don't really know what this stands for, because it's not going to come in the same manner as we are talking now. Usually that is a later stage, right?
Mhm.
When information comes in that way. But from the beginning, you are going to sense things. You may have vivid dreams, because it's very common when we do sleep, because we are so relaxed that we are actually astral traveling, or traveling even outside. We go to other dimensions, and we do meet others, both living and those who cross the bridge to the other side, but also other entities, to be honest. And it's nothing to fear. And my perception of this is that we all do that. So keep a notebook of your experiences. Don't
Mhm.
write a novel. Just time, date, and one or two sentences of what occurred, right?
Mhm.
because the benefit is that you can go back after a year or a month or a week or whatever, and you're going to see how these things are coming to you. You are getting your understanding of how this works for you. So when you say yes to what you feel, sense, hear, or know, you do open your channel wider, because we are channels. We are like parables. We are sensitive beings. And this is why we are sensitive, because we are picking up things. You
Yes.
signal to your soul that you are ready to receive. You allow your inner realms to become part of your outer life. With other words, to become a lifestyle. Because in the beginning, it's very common that we do separate the two. We have an earthly life and a spiritual life, but then we are merging them. So it becomes a way of living, you know? And when we allow that, in that moment, our gifts begin to strengthen.
And the gifts are amazing. Over the 50 years of medical massage and being a Reiki master teacher, uh, my evolution has been quite unaware. It just like happened. I was able to all of a sudden be able to sense things when I was touching someone. I could maybe taste something that they had, not that the food that they had eaten so much as where it was offending something. Feeling things, feeling the emotions, and I love the claris, the clairvoyance, the clairaudio, and uh, and then there's the clara empathy and clara cognizance, uh, even smelling beyond. These are all the senses that we have that are beyond what we limit as, oh, I touched that, I this, when I touch something, I'm picking up the essence of it. I'm not saying, okay, I touched the desk. I'm picking up all of the energy that was around that desk. And as these things just developed, and I would go, well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And because it was so gentle and it was so revealing, although I absolutely did not tell a soul, because I thought, well, I know I'm a little strange, so I'll just keep it that way. But all of these gifts have been such a blessing in my ability to assist others in greater and more uh, more personal ways. When I do a coaching class, I realized that beyond just knowing, I actually was able to communicate with their ethereal. My ethereal being was speaking with their ethereal being, and that way I was able to translate
Yeah.
and the
Oh,
things that they were asking. And I didn't realize that I'm having this conversation with them that they're not listening to. And so it's like, oh, and by the way, your ethereal self wants, and so it's been an evolution, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience.
it is a beautiful experience. I want to talk a little bit about um, the sensitivity we have. I call it sensitivity when we are picking up things, right?
Right.
Um, which is a great blessing, but it's also sometimes can feel like a curse,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
But the good news is that in the end, we are all going to master that part. It's about mastering it, and it's about detachment. It's about not jumping in with both feet for that thing which you feel it's not mine. I'm not supposed to do that, right? Observe first, right? So when we reach that stage, when we master that part, it doesn't longer feel overwhelming to go into crowds. We're still picking up, but we are not soaking it in. That's the
Correct.
difference, right?
Very much so.
So
Yeah.
we doesn't mean that we stop feeling, because we never stop feeling. It's increasing all the time. And I remember for myself, and I think that part was the most exhausting in my own journey. And I didn't pick the easiest work. I mean, working at a train station with a lot of people, thousands of people passing by
Ah,
every day, tens of thousands, to be honest, and picking up everything. And I was confused. And I had all these, I was showered with numbers all the time, and I wrote them down to the point where I said, I can't write. I'm going to have a whole library filled with only books with numbers, right? So I had to figure out how to take that a step further.
yes.
So when we do receive things, it's not as clear as I said before, like you and I are talking now. It's coming in different ways, and many times it comes in parts. It's not coming the whole thing at the same time in the beginning, right? So
Yes.
don't despair, but keep a notebook, because that is actually how you're going to figure out what messages are coming through to you. And it goes with, it's not only what you sense with feelings, what thoughts are coming, because guidance comes many times in the form of thoughts, right?
Yes.
So it's all of a sudden you're thinking about something, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden something else comes in, and you say, okay, I didn't realize where that came from. But that is a good thing to listen to, right? But also question, because we receive guidance doesn't always mean we have to do this and follow it, right? We
That's
have our
right.
free
Correct.
will, and we can say, okay, I hear you. I'm going to feel what I'm going to do about that. But thank you for the advice, right? So it's the same thing like in real life. Some people experience their etheric gifts as heightened intuition, a deep knowing that arrives without explanation. Yeah, we had the knowing part. I'm not really good at all the clairs. I call them clairs, you know.
Yep. Our
Yeah,
friends. Yeah.
yeah. And so I don't remember the names. That's terminology. But a lot of us are having that thing. We just know. That doesn't always come, right? Specifically, if I would try to, I want to know this now, and I'm pushing
No.
it. No, it's not going to come. But all of it, other times you just you just have this knowing, you know, and just trust that. Others feel energy moving through their hands, awakening healing abilities. Some see colors, auras, or light codes. Some hear messages, tones, or frequencies. Some sense emotions, timelines, or the presence of guides. And each gift is unique, yet all are expressions of the same truth. You are more than physical. And one of my odd experiences is that I can actually, when something is off, I can feel a smell. I can even smell bacteria where
Yeah.
there's not supposed to be any bacteria.
Hmm.
And the hearing, my hearing is so sensitive that if I'm in a building, that all buildings basically, no matter what they are made of, they carry sound as vibrations. So I can hear things that others can't. And it's really something you can say it's also physical. And that drove me crazy at a certain point years ago, right?
Yeah. Yes, I loved it when you talk about your experience of being at the train station, and it isn't it amazing how the universe kind of takes us and say, okay, well, you're going to need this experience, so we're going to plunk you right into this, and you go, oh, wait a minute, and 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 it's amazing how the subtleness of our awakening is it's done not to, like really shock us. Uh, Way back in the 1990s, and I go way back, um, I started getting this urge. I'd be driving along or sitting somewhere or in a restaurant, and all of a sudden, gotta have a pen. There's a pen? Waitress, give me a piece of paper. I'm writing on the back of napkins, and I'm writing down the words that are coming to me. And I started doing this automatic writing way back then, and thank goodness I wasn't alarmed about it. I just go, well, that was cool, and I just write, and I have reams of this, and then I'll go back, like you said, maybe a year later, and I go, I really need to meet this person. This was really profound, and as they developed, yes, I did keep them close to the heart,
Yeah.
because the world was not ready for me to just walk out and say, oh, by the way, I can feel that emotion that you're feeling, and it really is affecting your liver, and you really, no, that's not I'm not here to go out and do those things. But then I chose, I was directed, and then I chose to be in a healing profession. And I remember one time I'm working on a client at a very prestigious hotel doing medical massage. And they really discourage that you ever have conversations with your clients. And I don't like talking to people when they're trying to relax. But I kept getting this feeling that if he did not hear this message, he physically was going to have a heart attack and die. And I thought, all right, shut up. I can't talk to this person. And I'm having this conversation with myself. And finally, I just said very, very quietly, I said, have you ever thought of writing a book? He opened his eyes and he says, yes, I have, but I have daughters in school. I can't do it. I said, perhaps if you just kept a notebook by your bed and just wrote down little ideas, that would satisfy your, I had the right words to not alarm him, but like let the steam out, so to speak. Those were not the words I used, I'm sure, but I was guided with the words. Basically saying that if you just start acknowledging that is something that you need to do, it's going to prevent what could happen. Because what I saw was he would survive the heart attack, but he would be completely incapacitated. And after the massage, he says, he thanked me graciously for that. And he said, I feel so much better knowing I have a way to kind of allow this information to come. So that's why I say, when you start feeling these things, you just don't go out to the world and start blaring out everything.
No, you
happening.
don't.
And we do have to put really wonderful boundaries, not barriers, but boundaries around our energy, so we're not being bombarded with everybody's feelings and emotions and the fact that if they don't do this, that's going to lead to cancer and stuff like that. But that's why we're given all these tools to help us survive and thrive and be of service.
Yes,
but
exactly.
it's been a journey, and I love the way the universe just plunks you right down in the middle of
Yeah.
blah, and says, okay, now see what you can do.
And I can tell you my experience on the train station. Yeah, that was a shock for me because I moved from Greece back to Sweden. I divorced, but I found an apartment in Stockholm within just a few months, which doesn't really happen.
Right.
You wait kind of 10 years to get your own apartment. I mean, with the rent, if you
Yeah.
don't buy one. But I, within a few months, and I got a job. I said They was looking for people to work for them over the summer. So I said I'll take anything. I don't have a problem. I'm moving back and I need to work. Right? That's it.
Right.
And I spent, I don't know, more than 20 years at that place. So that obviously, but I didn't work more than 4.5 years on the train stations because that became a little bit overwhelming.
Yes.
And I actually learned my lessons. So I'm very
Oh, good.
grateful for that. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that experience.
Yeah.
And then I was working in the office, and that's a little bit different. Not so many. It's still a lot of energies around, but it's not so many. And you never know what's going to be. We have to have courage and be bold. And one other thing that is very important, we need to realize that we need to let go of control. Doesn't mean that we let everything just simmer around, right? No, it means because there are certain things we need to have in order for us to be able to live on this earth.
Yes.
But we can't have all the details exactly for what's going to come tomorrow. If I have two choices, if I pick one of them, what's exactly going to happen? And if I take the other one, what's exactly going? Because we create what's going to come. When we are in the present moment, we do create. We manifest the future from this point and forward. And probably a lot of people don't want to hear this, but this is how it works. So harnessing your gifts requires gentleness towards yourself. Etheric abilities do not respond to force or pressure. We can't push ourselves to anything. And as you kind of mentioned, we can't also push someone else with the information we have received.
No.
Because this is also about when we are receiving information, it comes down to how clear am I as a channel receiving the message, right?
Exactly. Yes.
And we can't push someone else because everybody has free will. We can have an idea and say maybe that wasn't the smartest choice, but it's their choice to make, not us, right?
Absolutely.
And that's why we
Absolutely.
don't go out and just spit out everything we do receive for everybody. Sometimes, like your occasion, sometimes we try to give a message in a gentle way because it's kind of pushing very, very hard, but we don't do it with judgment or anything. We try to do it in that case for help.
Yeah.
So as I said, etheric abilities do not respond to force or pressure. They unfold through presence, trust, and curiosity. So when you open your trust and you open your curiosity and you are present in the moment, you relax. That is when these gifts increase for you, right? They
Exactly.
expand. So when you honor your boundaries, your energy strengthens. When you follow the subtle nudges of your inner guidance, your path becomes clearer. And one other thing I want to mention, gosh, I'm talking a lot today, sorry.
That's wonderful. I'm resting.
It's we have a tendency, and I believe this in the past, that if I have two roads, two paths forward, and I have to pick and choose, right? If I feel resistance for one of them, that means that that is the wrong path. No, it's not that simple. Sometimes the resistance comes from things that we have to see, things
Yeah.
we have to experience. So if we take the other one, yeah, we kind of try to slide through, right? It doesn't mean that we uh, do anything bad, but we are, if we try to skip something, we're going to encounter that again until we have cleared that out of our system, because the resistance is triggered by something, and that is something within us. It's really very, very simple, right? And
Yes.
ethereal empowerment is not about becoming extraordinary, because we already are. It's about realizing that you already are. It is about remembering that your soul came here with purpose, wisdom, and multidimensional awareness. It is about allowing your inner light to guide your outer life.
Exactly. Exactly. And as we step into our gifts, and the more that you begin to trust that you are more than just the physical example of what we have, uh, it is wonderful to know that the information that I'm receiving is on that. I hate to use the word higher because that sounds like we're lower, but on the ethereal level, when I'm speaking to people, I realize that I am speaking from the ethereal energy, and it is not prejudiced by any of my physical limitations or anything like this. And I know that the words that are coming are specifically designed for them to hear. I'm not formulating them. I am translating what is being said. And I realized there are a lot of people that say, "Well, I do this too," but then it's being filtered through all of their fears and all of their rituals and all of their things. And I guess it has been very lucky that that my mind is completely blank because I'm a clear channel. I don't say, well, you've got to do this because if you don't, the energy is going to come and zap you and stuff like that. I'm not I'm just relaying the
Yeah.
divine words that are coming through. And but that took learning to trust
Yes.
my ethereal gifts and
Yeah.
to realize that stepping beyond, and I like that better than higher because it's already there. It's not that we're these little and we're trying to get up the scale. We're already there. We just haven't blossomed. And
Exactly.
the unfolding is the journey. It's the beautiful part of it.
It's a beautiful part of it. Fantastic. And you know, what I say to people, um, first of all, I rarely remember, I don't remember what I'm saying. I'm just talking to someone, I'm saying it.
Nope.
And I sometimes ask, does this resonate with you? Do you understand? Does it land within you? Because I also say to them, I don't necessarily need to understand anything of what I'm saying, but
Nope.
it's for you. You need to understand. So that is also not putting in your own judgment into things, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Um, the expression that I use is "I don't read your mail." I mean it's like please remember what is being said because I don't read your mail, and this is why the the trust is given to you, because you are speaking from that place of energy, and you're not speaking from your past experiences and what you think you should do and making assumptions and trying to analyze anything. You're just conveying a message. It's
Yeah.
like uh, when somebody says, would you please tell Mildred to turn the light off? And you go, Mildred, so and so wants you to turn the light off. I don't go, uh, you need to walk over there. And by the way, if you don't turn it on, she's going to get mad. All of this other
Yeah.
stuff is, and that's why you are so excellent at what you do, because it is coming directly from the energy, and not from your personal experiences, or that makes it just so beautiful when you communicate with people.
Exactly. And that is the pure way of doing this work, right?
Mm-hmm.
The pure way of connecting with yourself. And sometimes, I'm usually given when I talk to someone a very old-fashioned language. First of all, that's so funny because I don't
Yes.
really in real life speak that way. It sounds very, very old-fashioned, but it's very well formulated, right? And I also say that I'm just telling you what I'm receiving. And
Mm-hmm.
I want you not to do whatever you think just because this is something that I give you a message that I'm receiving for you. You're going
Right.
to make your own mind up
Yes.
because that is important.
Yes. And like you, the phrasing, the placement of words, and when I do the automatic writing, and I was going to have somebody, write it, and then you get an editor that says, "Oh well, we got to change this. We got to put this pronoun on here and everything." I said, "No, don't touch it, because that's the way it was given,
Yeah.
and it has energy the way it was given." And
Yes.
so, but this is when you know that you are really speaking to that ethereal energy, and not going, okay, I think this will sound good on paper. And anytime that I write my articles, like with you, everything that you've written has come from this this energy that is guiding. It's not like, okay, this needs to be said, and I researched this, and we're going to add this. No, this is coming from heart. And
Yeah.
that is why reading what you write is so inspiring, because it vibrates with my heart energy.
Oh,
And it's, yeah, I'm just,
you,
I'm a little
you
overwhelmed
could
here.
call it inspired writing as well as automatic writing because it just
Yes,
comes. Many
yes,
people love to have a pen and paper, but because I'm a fast person, I love to do it on on
right.
a
Computer.
keyboard. Yeah,
Yeah,
on a keyboard computer because it comes so fast. And
it does.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just to let it flow coming out, and after you can go in and see, do we need to do any small corrections maybe, you know many times also. And this is so fascinating for me. From the beginning, I received my guidance in English, and that's not my native language. I don't know
Wow.
why, but it came in English. That's fascinating.
That is really strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strange. But also, many times I'm given words, I have to look them up because I don't really know what they mean.
Uh-huh.
And I get them. I don't understand exactly the meaning, so I have to look the word up.
I know it's tricky. It's tricky, uh, and because I was never around a computer, I was always around, the old fashioned way of writing. That's my bigger connection, is to just write it. And And I have trained myself now to take paper and pen with me so I don't have to harass anybody that's sitting around me. But I literally have pulled off the side of the road and stopped because a message is coming in. And what can I write on? You know, I mean, it has been paper towels and napkins, and I remember one time there was a piece of fabric in there. I think it was an old T-shirt, and I'm writing because I can't lose, you know, because it's not going to come a second time. It's
No.
like, you know, now or never, sweetie.
Yeah,
And so,
exactly.
but it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and as you gently start acknowledging that it's okay to be out of the norm, because
Yes.
the norm is not where ethereal interdimensional beings really do live. That
No.
you know, you're gonna be protected and safe. And like I said, you just don't go make a big banner, hey, I'm different. You know, you just go about your daily business. And
You can put an internal sign on you that are stating whatever you want, because that's
that's
going
right.
to remain in your aura. That's different, right?
Hey, that's one of the things that uh, I have, in many occasions, been when I'm really in there communicating with someone, and the person happens to be sensitive to being able to see aura, and they'll just pause and look at me, and I'm going, okay, do I have something between my teeth? You know, something like that. And they say, you're glowing. You're just you're just glowing. And I'm going, okay. I wish I could see it, but you know, that's nice. But yeah, I love it when they give me feedback, because I'm in the moment. I'm not worrying about whether I'm, you know, putting on a performance or something. I'm just me. And my ethereal being is
That
just
is
me.
being beautifully authentic.
Yes.
So, as you step into your etheric gifts, you step into deeper alignment with your true self. This is what this is all about, right? You begin to navigate life from a place of clarity rather than confusion,
Yep.
resonance rather than resistance, and inner truth rather than external expectation
Yep.
and control, I want to add, because we cannot have that kind of control. It's not written in stone. The future is not written in stone. And that is a good thing. If it was, we wouldn't have personal power.
Yep.
We wouldn't have free will. So you become a bridge between worlds, a living expression of the cosmic and the earthly woven, can't talk today, woven together. So this is the essence of ethereal empowerment. It is the awakening of your inner realms, the honoring of your soul's language, and the embodiment of your multidimensional nature. It is the remembrance that you are not here to fit into the world. You are
Right.
here to illuminate it.
Beautiful. Yes. Ah,
That was kind of
it-
nice, wasn't it?
yes, you know, it really resonated with me, because from the day I hit this planet, I have never fit in. I you know, and I never wanted to. I mean, yes, there were a couple of things that I tried, but it was like also finding out that I was an indigo. It and that really kind of really explained a lot of things why I didn't fit in. I was like always 20 years ahead of everybody in the understanding of what was going on. And but yeah, I just, you know, and all of these children now that are coming that don't fit in, It is because the energy of the earth is changing, and these are the souls that are able to handle the higher frequencies so they don't fit into the vibrations of what we have been going through. And yet they are ostracized and criticized and institutionalized because they are so beyond the beyond. And they're not masking who they really are, as we've had to do for so many years. So it's an
Exactly.
exciting time, and uh, thanks universe for letting me experience this. I think.
Yeah,
Believe me,
it's always that, I think.
it's like maybe I could just take a recess right now, and I'm going, no,
I have a better idea for you. You feeling
what?
comfortable? Do you want to
Oh,
sit in
oh,
a hot
I'm
seat?
so yeah, I knew that if I got comfortable, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yes, I'm,
Okay.
because I can throw them right back at you, babe.
I know. So, like every show, we love to have we have 5 questions and reflections. You can call them reflections
Yes,
that we ask. I usually ask Miss Corrine. Sometimes she's throwing them back at me
yeah,
because I
exactly.
claim that they are simple, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But these questions are also for all of you to ponder about for yourself. Where do you stand in each question? So let's go with the first one. What subtle ways do you already sense energy moving through and around you?
Ooh. When you if you had asked me these questions 10 years ago, uh, I would have had a totally different answer than I have now. I guess I have evolved to the point where I'm so comfortable with the energies being around me all the time that I'm not really aware of, wow, this just happened and that just happened. But it, how do I sense that they're there? Subtle ways that you already sense energies. Okay, I'm going to have you put your spin on it because I can't detach myself from being absorbed in it and really remember what it was like when I was not. Um, okay, Zip,
Okay, just
it's yours.
answering because we have Miss Nydia here.
Hi,
Hi,
how
Miss.
are you? She's up
We
in
are,
Flagstaff, Arizona.
yeah, oh, in Arizona. Everything is happening in Arizona, right?
It's
So,
nice and cool up there.
what subtle ways do you already sense energy moving through and around you? Yeah, well, I feel it every day at this point. Um, I had a few crazy days. um, I do sometimes also, I do say something not so nice, maybe for 30 seconds or something, and then I gather myself. I don't hold on to things. And it's something you train yourself to do because you realize that if I would be stuck in something that feels challenging, that's going to keep me there. And I've been through that experience, so I'm not going there any longer. It's about detaching yourself from it, acknowledging it, but also to, well, we do react as human beings sometimes. We do. And we have, a sense that I didn't like that. And then you let it go. So getting it out of our system, saying a few words, and that's it, right?
Yep.
But um, I also learned on this journey that whatever I feel and sense, I try to take care of it. It's not stressful. It's more some things, if I feel energies around you, because I can sense them if something comes around that doesn't feel that nice. I'm removing that. I don't allow that to remain.
Yeah.
Because that is my perception of a violation for something that may feel a little bit negative, because we do, honestly, we have polarities in our reality. We have the beautiful positive things, and we also have the dark side, right?
Yep.
So we just take care of it, and also taking care of your energy, that which we love to call spiritual hygiene. That's very, very important on a daily
Yes.
basis, right?
Absolutely.
We don't need to sit 2 hours in meditation every day, but we intentionally take care of it, and we make some statements, and that's it, right? So we take care of it. It's a lifestyle. What else can I say? Do you agree?
Absolutely. It's once you begin allowing yourself to stay in that ethereal state, the more you do that, the more that it's so much more gentle and easier to be in that state, and then you're pulled out of it a little bit, but you can move right back into it. It's not like a long pause or anything. So
No, and you know that you are in charge of your energy,
mhm.
because we are. We just, in the beginning, we just need to figure out how to get to that point. But everybody who has that intention is going to reach that point. That is the beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Second question. When have you felt guided by something beyond logic or words?
It's interesting because the universe has given me an opportunity to play in the third uh, degree, the third uh, and fourth energy, and work some things out that needed to be worked out to be of assistance. And so I've had to go back into that lower energy, and
Interesting.
by using energy instead of logic or words, it really helps see more clearly. And instead of saying, well, that's a negative, that's a positive, what did I do, and everything else, changing my way of thinking and saying, okay, bring in the energy that is going to resolve this
Yes.
from a ethereal way, instead of this flat words, anger, this and that. And when you switch into that, it it all of a sudden it doesn't eradicate it, it dissolves the tension around it, and it helps to illuminate. But there's no blame, and there's no should haves and could haves and all that. It just kind of, the image that I'm getting right now is I'm being shown as they take a little square of sugar and they put it in water, and it just kind of goes whoosh, you know, and then becomes sweetened. And thank you for that image. That was pretty. So, but that would be my explanation.
Thank you. Perfect. Third question. How do you honor the quiet moments when your intuition speaks?
Well, I just gave you an example. My intuition was speaking, and instead of going, I go, okay, bring that into the conversation. And I think that's my way of honoring my true self, is to utilize the gifts that are being given to me, instead of saying, no, I've got to stay in this frame and stuff like that. uh, there again, for those that I'm saying this to, you'll understand, and for others this may sound very confusing, but that is kind of the essence of staying in these times when the intuition speaks through me, and trusting that I'm being given a way of communicating that many are going to understand on an energy field that is going to take them to that place of real understanding.
Beautiful.
You got me.
Fourth,
I'm so ethereal right now. I'm not even speaking earthly. It's please, please bear with me.
you speak beautifully. Fourth question. What helps you trust the unseen aspects of your own wisdom?
What helps? Oh,
You trust the unseen aspects of your own wisdom.
yes. What helps me is to use that beautiful thing we call detachment and to bring myself back to the now and then allow what is happening to give me the energy and the frequencies that I need and not try to force it and push it and, like you said, direct it and control it. And it's not when we do that allowing, it's not that you're giving up control, but you are allowing for something that is going to be able to give you information so much easier instead of, well, I've got to carve it out of the mountain and I've got to write it down and I've got to do this and just go, oh,
Yeah,
it's just flowing, and allow that energy to flow. And it takes really working on connecting with your authenticity and connecting with your ethereal energies. And over the last few months, I've been not using the word higher anymore because I don't want to sound like we're lower than. We're not. We just we just need to kind of, knock off the shell a little bit. Emerging.
exactly. Yes, emerging. Last question. How can you allow your etheric gifts to serve both your growth and the collective light?
Ah, another simple question.
Extremely simple.
You do realize, and I think it. Even though you're Swedish, it's your Greek connection of having these
Yes.
philosophers that say this, and it's going to take you 10,000 years to kind of really get into all of the little aspects of it. Okay, I'm going to put it in a different way. By allowing my ethereal gifts to serve me, and by having that knowing, not believing, knowing that I am coming and being directed by this energy that is the energy that created everything, it allows me to grow. And by doing this and by connecting to that collective light, that allows my growth to even move further. That little cocoon is now emerging as this radiant, magnificent butterfly capable of flight,
Yeah,
capable of moving beyond the beyond. So,
exactly.
why
Plus,
would
as we have said before, plus, we said this many times, this is contagious. Working on yourself is going to create ripple effects outside of you on the world. So that's it. There
exactly?
you go.
Yep. The old saying that when a butterfly flaps its wings in Japan, we have a hurricane over here. We feel it because the
Yes.
energy keeps growing and growing and growing. And a word that is spoken. That's why I love to be aware of my words and speak as impeccably as I can, because once the word is spoken, it revibrates over and over and over,
Yeah.
and is felt by everyone that I don't even see. So the energy and frequency, gotta cover those. Yes.
So, and as these reflections settle in our hearts, let's anchor the energy with a gentle affirmation. Please.
May I? I am a vessel of light, remembering its own brilliance. The unseen moves through me with grace and purpose. I trust the quiet stirrings of the soul, and I let them guide my way. My ethereal gifts awaken gently, harmonizing with all that I am, and I stand in the luminous truth, empowered by the infinite within.
Oh,
Whew,
thank you.
powerful.
That was a powerful one, right?
Yes, it was.
So, is there anything else we want to mention today? Always, right?
Always, but yeah, I think your easy questions have left me and everyone else pondering. So we will ponder and roll these over for the next 10,000 years.
So, so we wrap this up for today, and don't leave us just yet. We have a few more things to say. Find upcoming and past episodes at youtube.com/at Cosmic Guardians 111/streams and youtube.com/at Angel Place on Earth/streams. Thank you to Nydia. And angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming-past. You can connect with us, Miss Karine and myself, read articles, find out more at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. And you find Karine Mooney at liquidenergyhealing.com. Next upcoming show, I have to just bear with me a moment. That's going to be next week. And we're going to talk about, are you really ready for emotional freedom? So next Wednesday, 26th of August, we talk about, are you really ready for emotional freedom? That's a little bit of a, sticking our noses out there, but it's something to ponder about because it's important for you, very important. And as we close this luminous circle, let your awareness rest in the quiet pulse of your own light. Feel the subtle currents of energy that move through you, ancient, wise, and ever present. You are not learning something new. You are remembering what your soul has always known. Carry this remembrance into your days with gentleness and grace. Let your etheric gifts guide you toward harmony, connection, and truth. And as you walk in that light, may you inspire others to awaken theirs.
Yep.
With infinite love, peace, and joy, we see you, we hear you, we feel you, we honor you, we love you, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.